Officer. My name is Kitko Chanvatay, and I am the MC of this afternoon session. I hope you've enjoyed your wonderful lunch break. Now that the morning session and the lunch break has been completed, I'd like to commence this afternoon session by introducing the upcoming team from CAMED and Yam International College and the University of Cambodia. Please welcome Mental Aid. A reminder to both team and judges, you will have 10 minutes for a presentation and 10 minutes for Q&A sessions. Thank you.
Good afternoon, judges and all guests here. We are from Mental Aid, and here are our team. My name is Chan Kema. I major in computer science.
My name is Sok Cheng, majoring in finance and accounting.
My name is Bota. I'm studying global entrepreneurship and innovation.
And I'm Dara. I major in psychology.
First of all, I would like to draw your attention to the story behind this creation. So this is a story of my friend, who is a very strong and cheerful person. However, I've never known that behind her cheerful personality, she is struggling with her mental state alone every day. Until one day, she finally told me that she has been feeling hopeless and couldn't sleep for so long, to the point of being scared of her own thoughts. It is really heartbroken to see someone I care about in constant pain but not knowing how to help. Judges, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that every one of you here have friends and family, right? And maybe 4 out of that 10 people silently struggling without us knowing as well. Because to look at a bigger picture, according to TPO, 40% of Cambodians is struggling with various mental health problems. And this is a very big number and a warning sign that we all should start taking action and take mental health more seriously. Due to this, our team has foreseen 4 hypothesized problems. The first one is lack of awareness and supportive community. Second one is social stigma. Third one is the difficulty in finding experts. And lastly is the lack of access to treatment product. So, how can we solve this problem? Our team has come up with Mental Aid, an online application that has variety of service, as you can see, but it's divided into 2 main services, which is the professional help and self-help service. And our mission is to become a personal mental health assistant for Cambodian while spreading more awareness regarding mental health topic in our society.
So, dear judges and ladies and gentlemen, now let me walk you through our journey of creating mental aid. So, we started off by having our initial ideas, and then we got off the building to meet with key stakeholders to validate our ideas. And after that, we started pivoting and learning from our wrong assumptions and mistakes. We were able to conduct a total of 38 offline and online interviews, and we also got a total of 247 online responses in our survey. And on top of that, we also got to meet with 2 UX UI designers. One is Mr. Dina Chanton from Startup Mobile, and another one is Mr. Nyamchan Baray from Cosign. So after we received constructive feedbacks and comments from them on our prototype, and here's our before and final image of our prototype as you have seen on the slide. So to confirm that we are actually solving the right problems for our customers, we asked a question in our survey to see what is the problem that people with mental health don't seek for professional help. And our overall results show that social stigma and lack of access to receiving treatment are not the strongest problem and also not the common problems. So therefore, we decided to eliminate them from our problems, and our final problem is the lack of awareness and supportive community, and also difficulty in finding reliable mental health professionals in Cambodia. So judges, here's our first version of our business model, Canva. So here's our customer segmentation. Our main target is for the city residents whose age is 18 to older, and they are the people who have middle to high incomes, and they are the people who are willing to spend between $20 to $70 per session, and they are mainly the people who are struggling with mental health issues. And here's the total estimated market size of mental health industry in Cambodia. Based on the average price of $40 per session, it is estimated that the total market size for mental health industry in Cambodia is 5.5 million. Dear judges, here's the value proposition for our public users and therapists. So for users, they will receive reliable and useful self-help services and educational content. They will also receive easy appointment booking and payment methods. And also, they will have a wider access to receive mental health supportive community, and also the professional help from our trusted qualified therapists. And as for therapists, they will receive brand awareness, increased income, also a stronger professional profile, and a wider network in the mental health industry. So for channels and our ways of maintaining relationships with our customers, we have also divided into 2. So for therapists, we will try to reach them by pitching, referral, communities, and also associations. And as for users, we will try to maintain our relationships with them by our own mobile application, our social media pages, referral, advertisement, and influencers, media, and also our future educational partners.
So judges, this is our key partner. We plan to be a partner with the Ministry of Health of Cambodia and the other NGO, as well as the mental health care provider, insurance company, mental health media page, as well as the payment solutions such as Bong Loi and Bakung. And this is our initial key activity. So we link our user to the right therapist, allow them to book the appointment, where we can freely to enter our supportive community, when our user can engage with each other in the community chat box, as well as joining the event and workshop, and access to the useful article and tip. After that, we got out of the building to meet Ms. Chu Rajana and Mr. Taiping Mani, who are the mental health advocates, and both of them saw the same concern regarding to the user identity. Because in mental health, user identity is one of the sensitive topics that we are, a mental health startup, should be careful about it. So after discussing with our team, we decided to cross the community chat box and renovate our support community, turn into the anonymous community, where people can post and confess their feelings in the community without revealing any identity of them. After that, we plan to add the mental health insurance program in our services, where we try to bring the mental health concept into the insurance company services. However, after we meet Mr. Singh Sothirat, who are the sales agency at Manulife, and Mr. Tong Wei Chien, who are the business director at AAA, we realize that we are totally wrong. Because in Cambodia, the insurance company didn't cover much on the mental health, and it may be the future. But two of them also showed the same interest toward our project because the mission of mental health and the mission of the insurance company, they both want our user to be more healthier. So we decided to cross it out for now, and we also take our time to do the first demo group where we gather people to come to test our product, and we conduct some group questionnaire to ask them why people with mental health problem didn't check for the professional help. And so when out of 10 of them tell us that because they're not aware of their own condition, and maybe they said that because they don't think that they need those help. So after that, we add another services called self-help, where we allow our user to do the self-assessment to understand their own condition far more better than before, as well as the mood tracking, where our user can track their mood every day. So this is our key resource. So we need the number of qualified therapists on our platform, as well as the app developer, financial person, data researcher, and marketing person.
So judges, here's our initial revenue stream. So we were initially planning to generate our income by charging monthly subscription from both users and therapists, and also displaying advertisement on our application, and also doing events and workshops. However, after meeting with several mental health professionals, such as Mr. Hirsitol, he has told us that doing a monthly subscription from therapists is not the appropriate way to charge to generate income, because most therapists will likely reject this idea. The same goes for public users. They have told us that they are not willing to pay for the monthly subscription for our services on our app. So due to this, our team has done our research and come up with a new revenue model, which is charging 15% commission per session. And for this, and with this new revenue stream, a lot of professionals have showed their support and saying that this is the right way to generate commission fee from therapists. So judges, here's the final version of the business model canvas of mental aid. So this is not all. So on top of the services that we are providing, Mental Aid also has a growth plan in store for our future. We plan to provide a service called Mental Aid First Aider, mental health products delivery, mental health podcast and webinar, and last but not least, a possible mental health insurance.
So judges, we are not doing this alone. We've got our advisors here, ranging from business to technology to psychology, that are committed to help us in this journey. But in order for this to become a reality, Mental Aid needs your support. Together with Mental Aid, we plan to turn this into a platform that supports and improves Cambodians' mental health. So if you're interested in us, to learn more about us, don't forget to check out our social media page, and don't forget our slogan, Mental Aid, the personal assistant for your mental health and well-being. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and I think it's a great topic that you're trying to tackle. I have two questions. One around the trusted professionals, and second around language. So the first question is, if I understand correctly, qualifications for mental health professionals are quite underdeveloped, certainly in Cambodia, and actually there's a lot of controversy between psychiatric and psychological support across the world. So number one, how do you assess and qualify trusted professionals? First question. Second question is, do you intend to offer all these services in Khmer? And if you offer all these services in Khmer, how do you ensure the quality of the care and the advice that you're providing, given we also have very limited vocabulary around medical mental health support?
Thank you for the questions. So regarding the first questions, I have interviewed judges, I have interviewed psychologists, and according to him, he mentioned that, yes, I agree with you, mental health issues are really undeveloped, including psychologists and psychiatrists. But the thing that we look for in them is their education. Preferably, psychologists completed not just bachelor's, but master's as well as training in several therapies. That's the first thing we are going to concentrate on. Secondly, it would be their work experience. Most psychologists that we plan to accept would have at least 3 years of work experience in the psychology field. Thirdly, the customer's testimony to see if the customers have good results after going to see that psychologist. So that's my first question.
Thank you for your second question. For the second question, yes, we have in our app, we have function that we can change from English to Khmer. And as for the content, we have talked with many therapists, especially Mr. Hositol, which is an very experienced therapist. He said that he would help us with the self-help function, with the self-assessment function, and also with the content we can send to them, and we can send to him, and he will try to help us in developing the content as well. Thank you.
Hi. Actually, I think that this is the good service to solve the issue that we are facing right now in Cambodia. And that's what we know. Our culture, people might feel shy. They do not want to share their issue to other people. And this problem, the mental issue here, it is like the issue that hardly to notice as well. So how could you promote your product to your target customer efficiently?
Thank you, judges.
So this is a really good question because most people that have mental illness aren't likely to seek mental treatment because of the social stigma. But the good thing is we have social media, and this is our strong platform that we use to spread this, the mental health awareness and encourage the so-called person with mental disorder or mental illness to seek help to the therapist or psychologist, psychiatrist that they need.
And to add up on that as well, that is why we create this platform, because we want to provide a place where everything about mental health comes in here, and they also can share their thoughts anonymously and support each other in it as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the good presentation. Even after some big lunch, it's kind of a good eye-opening. And it's not a question, actually. I have one thing I may ask you for your future considerations, yes, such as customers. And then you are talking about self-help.
Yes.
But actually, these services may be also needed at enterprises. If we have any people who might have some mental problem, and we need to take care of them. So, no problem we may have is these people, we feel, other people feel they may have some problem, but they still insist, I'm normal, I don't have any problem. So in these cases, like companies or enterprises or organizations need some help in terms of what we should do for these people. So meaning, I may ask for your future consideration. Please think about target customers. Enterprises or organizations can be the one of the target customers for these services, and they may need some help or advices from these services.
Yes, thank you for your, yes.
Yes, thank you, Judge, for your recommendation.
You put there you are making 15% of the commission. That's kind of like your main source of revenue. My question for you is, how do you avoid the users and the therapists from cheating the system where they can just go directly to the therapist and then just work with them, moving forward? They may pay you for the first time, but on other times, how do you get that commission from the sessions, future sessions?
Yes, thank you for the questions. So based on our interview with the therapist, we agree that this can be an issue. But the thing is, this is a huge problem in our country that has been undermined by a considerate amount of the population. So I think this is more than just about money. So our team and the therapists have mutual trust based on two reasons. Firstly, we have a contract that is signed between us, and secondly, by the therapist supporting our startup, it's like the therapist supporting our contributions to the mental health sector in Cambodia.
So to add up on that, we provide some marketing strategy to them. When the user booking appointment through our app, we will have some discount for them, maybe the second time or the third time. As well as 15% commission, we charging from the therapist. So there has no reason to cheat on us whether if you come to me, maybe you will get some discount like this. Because the user, we charge from them, we not charge from the customer.
Yes, so just to quick summary, basically there's not much profit for the customers to directly contact with the therapist. And secondly, therapists have this ethical aspects in psychology field. So I believe as a licensed therapist, as a credible therapist, they won't violate that because it's against their value, against what they work for. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you very much for this topic because it is a sensitive topic as well, culturally as well. I have one quick question because you have two parts to the app. Let's say somebody does a self-assessment, and is there a way that it kind of triggers then for the person, for them to be associated with a therapist? And if so, how can you ensure that they actually take that help?
Okay, just to clarify the question, do you mean that does the self-assessment can be misleading and linked to that therapist? Is that what you mean, Judge?
No, what I mean is that let's say I've done a self-assessment and the kind of help I require, does your app tell you if you need to see a therapist or not? And then the key question is that, is there a way that you guys promote or ensure that they do connect to a therapist? Because, you know, mental health is very wide. So I think you can probably just explain, is there a limitation on the scope of the type of mental health that you have considered? And if so, basically, how do you ensure what is the next step after the self-assessment?
Okay, thank you. So this is a non-clinical self-assessment, which means that the self-assessment is open for the public to use. It doesn't diagnose that person that they have depression or anxiety disorder, but it shows them how likely are they or how likely the symptom correlates or are related to certain mental disorder. So this doesn't guarantee that the participant the tests are 100% correct, but they show them how likely the symptoms are related to certain mental disorders.
And to add on that, after they have done the self-assessment, if we get the result that they have high level of the result, then we suggest them to meet therapists with their, for example, if they test for anxiety or depression, then we will link them to the right therapist. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, team, for delivering a wonderful presentation. Now I'd like to invite the following team to present their business idea. They are from Liger Leadership Academy. Please applaud for Prajna. So I hope our judges are ready. Now, please start presentation. Thank you.
Greeting honorable judges, we are Prajna and we aspire to ignite Cambodian students' future through our platform. Cambodia has two phases of national exams that inevitably approach students at the end of their 9th and 12th grade. You may or may not have already known how serious these exams can get. If you get a good result, you'll get to continue your education. And the result might as well help assist an individual to meet basic job qualification that could provide a steady income, benefits, and opportunities for advancement. According to Khmer Times, the Ministry of Education announced that only 68% of high school students passed their grade 12 exams in 2019. Take a look at this tryout. A high school tried distributing a grade 9 and grade 12 exams to their students, and it turned out that 99% of the 9th graders failed, and the majority of the 12th graders received D or E in that tryout. Here is our understanding of the problems. Students were memorizing lessons rather than understanding. They do not get enough practice for the exams, and they spent a lot of money on extra tutor classes in which some of them weren't even find helpful. We reached out to more than 100 students for our first validation, and the results showed that students were struggling financially and academically, and 104 of them were interested in taking a practice test that allowed them to be better prepared for their future examinations. Through that validation, we decided to move Prajna forward as a platform that offers academic practice resources, and we also produced a unit test, which is a comprehensive practice questions that allows students to practice, and it is not available on anywhere else beside our platform. We offer affordable and high-quality practice questions, improve students' critical thinking skill and problem-solving skill, and reduce their spending on extra tutor classes. And since the 9th and 12th graders are the group of people who take national exams, they will be our target customers.
Our first assumption is that students are interested in taking practice tests to solidify their understanding and getting familiar with the question before testing. So to verify with our assumptions, we seek to do validation via our Facebook page by putting out a series of short math quizzes consisting of 10 questions each to students. And the result was overwhelming. Hundreds of students throughout Cambodia saw and took our quizzes. And that was not all. The highest response to our practice test was 784 responses, which was during the testing season of the grade 9 national exams. And through the establishment of our Facebook page, Prajna has created a base for our customer, which currently has 1,007 followers. On top of that, Prajna click-through rate, or the CTR, which is the percentage of user who clicks on our test links versus the amount of people reached through the post, is higher than the average rate in the education industries. Prajna had a CTR at 6.69%, which is higher than the education industry CTR, which stands at 0.73%, and ours is also higher than the general CTR in Cambodia, which is 2.27%. This means that the content on our platform has attracted the interest of many users. And that was not all. We've got more from our customers. Besides the math quizzes we've put out, students have given us feedback on what they really want. These are some interaction between Prajna and our customer. Students have reached out to us to request for more subjects such as physics, chemistry, biology, in addition to math, while others want to make the practice test more inclusive to all grades as well, ranging from grade 7 to grade 12.
So what we've learned from this validation is that at first, we thought that only the 9th and 12th graders would participate in the quizzes that we posted on our Facebook. However, based on the previous results, we also received some participation from students from more grades as well, such as the 7th or the 10th or the 11th graders. In addition, we learned and realized that in order to come up with more questions, we need an additional help.
Therefore, we reach out to secondary school teachers to provide us with questions as well as steps to solving each question. This is very crucial because these teachers are the professional in the education industry, and we have established a relationship with some of them to help create the content that's going on our platform. And to the right are some questions from the teachers, and our job is to digitalize them.
We made some changes to our business model canvas. We've added teachers as our key partners, and we have expanded our target customers from targeting the 9th and 12th graders to targeting all secondary students around Cambodia, which is the 7th to 12th graders. We will also be providing some free quizzes on our Facebook page.
We then proceed to create Telegram groups to scout out for more potential customers such as students and parents, though we are still validating whether parents are still our potential customer for these apps. And then we come up with another assumption of students are interested in practicing tests to cope with their test-taking anxiety. We then create a survey and post it in our Telegram groups. And what we got was, we got over 138 responses, with 89% of them said yes, they have test-taking anxiety, and 85% of them said yes, they are interested in taking diagnostic tests. This gave us another value proposition of diagnostic tests, which provides student areas of improvement and with a small edit of improved student test-taking anxiety and problem-solving skills. And while validating, we encountered an app similar to us called Therapy, which then we decided to study about them. And what we found out was Therapy does not provide quizzes for their customer, which set us apart from them because we provide quizzes for our customers to help them get practical experience and also to help them cope with their test-taking anxiety. And here's our wireframe. Here's the main menu of our app, where they can go to the normal quiz, and after they finish it, they will get overall score with some explanation and also recommendation of what to do next. And they can also go to the diagnostic test, where after they finish it, they will get overall score, area of improvement, and also recommendation of what to do next. And here's how we will make money with our platform. We have a subscription charge revenue model where they will get free resources to explore around when they install the app, and they can pay subscription charge to access our premium content. And user can pay $2.99 monthly or $29.99 yearly, and they can pay additional money to get personalized quiz.
To this moment, Prajna has concluded with this canvas that we will offer exercises to all secondary students around Cambodia from grade 7 to grade 12 through our website and mobile application, as well as other social media platforms, including Facebook and Telegram, which the content creators are the teachers. Given what we've offered and the fact that it's very affordable to purchase, Prajna provides an incredible amount of practice exercises in a variety of grade levels and builds students a solid foundation for exam preparation. We're deeply committed to establish a site that will lower students' anxiety and empower them to understand, not just memorize. Remember that you alone are responsible for your academic achievement, but do not worry, Prajna, the passport to your brighter future. Thank you.
Yes, I just have a few questions. The first one is the price, is the revenue model. So I see you have a subscription revenue model, and just from the experience working with EdTech startups here, that model hasn't really worked too well. I mean, as an EdTech startup, had 2 million downloads but couldn't monetize, so it's really difficult. So I just want to know your research on that, if you pick the right revenue model. Number two is, you offer these unit tests, which is great. What's the follow-up after the unit test? So is after a student completes a unit test, is it, okay, here's the grade? Is Is it a little bit higher level where, okay, these are the ones you got right and wrong? Is it an explanation for the ones that you got wrong? Or do they have access to the teachers to actually get a fuller explanation? So those are the two questions.
For the revenue model, for the price, we did the A/B testing we create 3 Telegram groups with different price range, where we invite a lot of students into there, and we just post a survey with different pricing in each Telegram group to see what worked for them. And this is what we got so far.
For the second question about unit test, so we will have unit tests at the end of each unit, and if students got it wrong, firstly, we will have explanation, a clear step explanation for the questions, and we also attach a video explanation from teachers. They will be making us a video explaining it, especially for those who are visual learners. And if they still don't understand the explanation, we will have a report a problem button where students can request a better explanation, and we will amend those explanations.
Nice present, great product idea, by the way. This is very common around the world, by the way. Take as you go for, whether you're in law school, high school, whatever, to get mock exams, practice exams, whatever you want to call it. We used to use previous exams from the year before, review those, etc. But my questions are similar. Can you go to your pricing structure again? $2.99 or something, right? Okay, so just out of interest, you put it at $2.99. Why not $3? Why is it $29.99 and not $30?
I think it's just the way, entrepreneurship mindset.
But have you ever thought to ask that question yourself? I mean, you've done that because everybody does that. I know where it's psychological. It looks like it's $2, not $3. But anyway, just an interesting question. But about the exams, it's similar to the question that was asked. You're giving mock exams, previous exams, practice exams, however. You said one of the problems was, people study, they memorize, right? How is this different? So if I take your practice exam and memorize the answers, how does that help that problem that people are working from memory, not learning?
We also help with the problem of memorizing because, first of all, students will not do our memorizing work much using our platform because our questions will be randomized and each will be different for each unit. So, and also we ask types of questions that are not repeating a certain pattern all the same. So students will not use a memorizing work as much as understanding.
So you're kind of asking the same question in different ways. Is that what you're getting at? So it's interesting because I know the Australian citizenship exam, that's one of the problems. We can ask, everybody just memorizes it. But if you ask us, so what you're saying is you sort of ask the same question in different ways, at least the same answer, so to speak, but that way they're learning rather than just memorizing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and also one of the things is that we also provide different type of questions. We have multiple choice and a written response. So if students were just memorizing, and only do a guessing of multiple choice, without understanding, they would not be able to do a written response. So that is also part where we do not promote memorizing.
Thank you for your presentations. I think recently there emerged a lot of similar agencies providing this kind of things. One is MOI's Ministry of Education. I'm not sure if you have followed. I think, Ministry of Education has been trying, to launch varieties of app, etc., in order to support students, especially as your product is, and they target grade 9, grade 12. Yeah, I actually, two questions from me. one, how you distinguish yourself, your products from others. Yeah. The second one, you have test anxiety, what you call diagnostic test, something. And this help those who are willing to take tests to improve what they are not good at. And I would like to ask you to share a bit how the test would help them, you know, to know where they should improve for the exam, etc. Yeah.
Yep. So for your first question on how our platform is different from others, from what we've done our research, mostly we only see application or Facebook pages that only provide a lesson reviews based. It's not like a document that allowed students to practice. Here in our platform, we really want to emphasize on the power of practice, because we believe that sometimes if we read and review the lesson and we understand it, but we didn't really get a chance to practice, we think that practice is a big part of an exam preparation.
As for the diagnostic, students can go into our platform and they can take the diagnostic, which we will give them area of improvement and also recommendation on what to do next. So after they know what they need to work on, they can go on our platform and check out the quizzes and then come back to do the diagnostic again to see which area they can improve on. So that is when they know that they have improved. Yeah.
I think I also want to add something about our platform. What we've seen on social media or different platform is that it's always the explanation on how to do it, but never how to do it under a limited time. Yeah.
Just would like to add a bit to my question. Actually, does the test measure the kind of psychological anxiety or like the weakness of the students in their study? For example, they are weak at math or mathematics or other subjects, something like that.
I think one of the things that we help students cope with test anxiety is that I've done a few research on what caused test anxiety, and one of them is the students' familiarity of the real examination. So how we helped them was we set them up to do questions that look like they're doing a real examination to get them familiar with the real exam, and we hope to reduce their test anxiety through this practice. Yeah.
Just a quick last question. You compared yourself to Tedopi, right? Do you know how many downloads they already do, or how many users they have? And also, are they making any money?
I'm pretty sure they are making monies, and I think they have over 100K downloads recently while checking on Play Store. But I think that they are more like a review app where we offer quiz.
Thank you, team, for your incredible work. So to keep up with our agenda, I'd like to invite the student from Liker Leadership Academy as well to come on stage to present their business idea. Please welcome Smart Start. looks like there might be a little bit of technical problem, so I'd like to invite our judges to wait for the team for a few minutes to figure out. So, our honorable judges, are you ready for the presentation?
Good afternoon. Welcome to Smart Start. Let us talk to you about our most important resource, our children. Children's brains develop connection faster in the early years than any other time in their life. Experts around the world agree that early experience create a critical part of children's life, which result in the highest return on investment in education. According to an organization in Cambodia, in the early years, children's main ways of learning and developing is through playing. Therefore, we have a unique window to help children develop early. According to Cambodian Organization for Children and Development, 90% of students who started to learn and prepare academically from 2 years old perform above average in school. On the other hand, children who did not start to learn and prepare academically from 2 years old performed below average. And according to UNICEF research done in Cambodia in 2019, about 25% of children in grade 3 can't write a single word in a dictation test. Therefore, those children who did not start to learn and prepare academically from an early age experience academic and social emotional delay and drop out of school.
No more concern. Smart Start can help you. Smart Start is a learning toolkit supplemented with a mobile app where it creates fun environment for children to learn, enhance their critical thinking skill through different activities, building up their problem solving and experimentation. Here is our first business model canvas. This business idea is starting with a couple of assumptions. The first assumption is that parents don't have enough time to teach their children. And the second assumption is that parents in Cambodia find it difficult to find the right material to teach their children. And the third assumption, children have access to a mobile phone. When we test our assumption, 86% of those parents are busy with their work. And 78% of them said that it was difficult to find the right material to teach their children. And 95% of them give mobile phone access to their children.
We have also validated the problem with Mrs. Caroline Bell, who have degree in early childhood education and master degree in curriculum and instructions. She's agreed that it is a concern to find the right material to teach young kids in Cambodia, and it is very important to start learning by playing at an early age. And this led us to our initial idea, which was to create a Khmer learning toolkit consist of flashcards, puzzles, building blocks, and short story, which will be supplemented with an app. We have spoken to 2 experts on childhood development, and both of them said that having a toolkit supplemented with an app is the better way learning for children. After discussing with experts, we have made our first prototype for a 2-year-old.
After we made our first prototype, we validated this prototype by having children play with it and having parents review this prototype. As a result of the validation, children don't look interest into the puzzle and they look frustrated. We think this might be because of the appeal that the puzzle has. We also receive a feedback from parents that having Khmer language learning toolkit is good, but it is even better to have both Khmer and English aligned together. From that, we have made our first pivot from Khmer to both language of Khmer and English learning toolkit and make it even more appealing for young children. We added and changed our business model canvas.
After making changes, here comes our second prototype. It is a 2-sided puzzle indicating Ko for Kok, similarly as the A for apple. We got out and have children try out our prototype. And the appeal aspects that we worked on before, we improved that, which attracted kids more. But the complexities of our puzzle is still too high for young children. And that led us to our second pivot, designing an appealing puzzle, but not too complicated for young children. And this is our third puzzle, which we simplified it into a 3x3 puzzle, and we help children try it again. And as a result, they enjoy playing with the puzzle, and they can connect pieces together easier than before. This 3x3 puzzle is good, but we still think that it might be complicated for a child of 2 years old to solve this puzzle. And that led us to our new prototype. And this is our new prototype, which we simplified it into a 2x2 puzzle. And for our toolkit, we pictured for each age range, and we plan to have several packages. For example, this is the first package of a set for 2 years old, and it has 10 two-sided puzzle of the Khmer letters alphabet, 10 flashcards of fruits and animals, and building blocks of numbers and shapes. And we validated this package with children, and they enjoy playing with the toolkits, and they love the appeals of the toolkits. And they find the puzzle is not too complicated for them. And from that, we know that our toolkits, the appeal aspect is great, and the complexities is just right for a child of 2 years old, and it is fun and engaging for them at the same time. And after we have our first package, we went to talk to experts who have experience in the field, and we went back to Mrs. Caroline Bell, and all of them said that our toolkits supplemented with an app is effective ways for young children to learn. And there's definitely market for that. And we updated our business model Canva. After we made our prototype, we need the assurance that we could produce our prototype at the right cost. And we found 2 potential suppliers who both confirmed that they could produce our prototype at the right price. Therefore, we added these 2 suppliers to our key partners.
And here's how our toolkit will work with the app. So parents can sign up as user in our app, and in the app there will be different videos for children to watch and different activities for children to engage, which will be supplemented with an app. And how does the toolkit supplement it with an app? For example, here's our puzzle, which has a letter Ko for Kong, and there will be videos and a song about the letters and its sound, so that children can play and listen along, and at the same time enhance their social and emotional development as well. And here's the short clip from one of the videos.
ជនជាតិអ្នកខ្មែរមាន33ទី1គឺអក្សរកកកកកកកកកកកកកកទី1គឺអក្សរក
This is how we envision our content to look like in our app. And to ensure the quality of the content, we have reached out to Yakit TV to discuss about the content. And they're willing to provide a further support to create a quality content. And to ensure the quality of our app, we have reached out to a software developer to discuss about our app. And he said that he's willing to provide a further support to implement this app. So we added these potentials into our key partners. We thought that parents would pay for the app as well, so we had some idea on how access the app would be priced.
We validating this idea of pricing through interviewing, and hear what we get back from parents. Although they appreciated the app, but they don't want to pay to get access to an app because they already pay for the toolkit. So we decided that for the customer who are buying our toolkit, they don't have to pay to get access to an app.
Here is how we are selling our toolkits. For example, this is a set for 2 years old, and we plan to have 7 packages. And each package will cost $14.99 if parents buy it separately, and a total cost of around $105. But if parents buy all the packages together, it will cost only $94.99, which they will save about 10%. And after your child finish all of the 7 packages, they will be able to learn all of the Khmer letters, alphabets, and vowels, numbers, basic shapes, as well as common fruits and animals. And once your child finish this set for 2 years old, they can move on to another set, which will have a different learning outcome. And after we sort up the price of our toolkits, we've interviewed different parents in Cambodia, and these are amongst the parents that are waiting for our products on markets. But before we have our products on markets, we will send our products to the Ministries of Commerce to ensure the qualities and safeties of our products before having children use them.
And here are our competitors. And based on And here's are our competitors, and none of them have all the value propositions that Smart Start have in a bilingual tools.
We have spoken to different retailers to know what their criteria is to sell our product in the store. After we present our idea and how it's supplemented with an app, these retailers are looking forward to further collaboration with our products. We have made a final change to our business model Canva.
Throughout the validation process and pivoting the idea, here comes our final business model Canva. Play,
Learn,
grow, perform better with Smart Start. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Smart Start. Now our Q&A session will start.
Good afternoon. Nice product idea, by the way. Your target audience, customer base, is primarily in Phnom Penh, because if we talk about selling through Monument Toys and this sort of thing, how much distribution do they have into the provinces, for example?
Yeah, so for now, we target the parents in Cambodia. But for the outreach to different provinces, we also have an idea of how deliverings are packaged through a delivering platform or service. Because like delivering systems now in Cambodia is quite famous. So for those parents who are interested in our toolkits and they saw it from our marketing from the social medias, they can contact from our social medias and they could order it and we could send all of those packages through a delivery services.
Is that right? So if I'm in Siem Reap or Kampong Chenang or some remote village somewhere, my only option is to order this online and do it through sort of e-commerce and this, that, and the other. So you're not going to have distribution, physical distribution places, or in the markets or something where these parents will see the product?
For now, we've targeted the stores, different stores, stationaries in Phnom Penh. But in the future, it is a great plan for us as well that we can distribute it to different stationaries and bookstores across the provinces as well.
Actually, you're Phnom Penh. And then after you build up enough momentum, then you can expand it.
Yeah, we start in Phnom Penh and we spread around the countries.
Just want to follow up on Matt's question. So Monument Books, what do they have, about 10 or 12 stores in Cambodia? And what is the user base for Playgrounds Cambodia? Can you explain Playgrounds Cambodia, what that is a little bit, and how much users are on that?
So when we reach out to the Playground Cambodia, they have sold the product for the young children and also the product that educated children. And when we present our idea to them that we have a toolkit that's supplemented with an app, they said that it is a good idea and we will have a further conversation with each other more to go over the agreement and criteria in their store. Do I answer your question? Excuse me, can you repeat again?
Sorry, my question is, how many users are on the Playgrounds Cambodia platform?
To answer the questions, we just want to clarify that this Playground Cambodia is not an actual playground. It is a name of a store. So, and we haven't discussed with them about the amount of users, but it will be amongst the discussion, for the discussion that we will have with them.
Okay, so it's actual physical store.
Yeah,
like
it's a physical store.
How many stores are in Cambodia?
We talked to them and they have different stores in Phnom Penh and in different districts. And we haven't asked them like how many stores that they established in Cambodia or the entire Phnom Penh.
but it is what we are looking forward to that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Just a very quick question, because from what I understand is the app is the differentiating factor for you against whatever is currently available physically in the market for the younger generation. What is your strategy of promoting this app? How will you make sure that your app is basically given visibility to your demographic market for the parents? Because I saw the cost part as well. So it seems like you're targeting a certain living standard and above. And the key point is, how do you plan to get your app out there to tell them this is your differentiating factor compared to others?
So what make Smart Start unique is that having a toolkit supplemented with a mobile app. So in the future, we've wanted to spread the awareness and promote all our product and idea through social media platform. And when Smart Start is the unique ideas and unique toolkit for kids, parents will hear from each other and they will push our toolkits that supplement with an app. Did I answer your questions? Thank you.
Hi team, thank you for your presentation. I love the idea of encouraging learning both physical and through the use of an app. And I also love that it's in Khmer, but my question is, have you looked at any other examples outside of Cambodia where the product is an app and a toy? Because there is a lot of learning theory around how to develop toys for this age group.
Yes. And based on your question, Lego is one of the successful companies in the world. However, they do not have the both Khmer and English for their toolkits, as well as where their app grow with your children. So what make us stand apart from Lego is that have access we give to our customer with the supplementation of the toolkits and the app.
All right, thank you. My question is, you said that 95% of the parents or the kids have access to the mobile device. Why not just focus on the app and go all the way digital? Why do you need the toolkit?
So to answer your questions, based on the research that we've done, and we confirmed from the Queensland governments and understood organizations, and as well as the UNICEF research. And since our target users is a child from 2 to 6 years old, and we think that having them to use all the ways from like the mobile app, it's not like a great idea for a child to start with. So that's why we want to have both children to introduce to both physical and online versions, so that they could learn from by touching, by feel the sense of achievement from solving the puzzles and watching different videos on how to solve them as well. And that's why we wanted to both supplement together. Thank you.
Still have time. Okay. Thank you for your interesting presentation. I want to ask a few questions. The first one, I'm not sure if you have an experts in developing your, helping you in developing your product. The expert in especially the kid education. Can you move to a slide with 2 years old, a kid playing the jigsaw? I think in kindergartens, anywhere, kids from 2 to 5 years old, even they don't provide the Khmer language yet, but you wrote there, you're 2 years old and play the jigsaw with ko, the Khmer alphabet, too high for them. Whether my question, whether you have expert to advise, for you, your team, for example, okay, this kind of game for a match or fit with this range of age, etc. In some country, you know, they write, okay, this toy for 2 years old or 1 year old or 3 years old like that. But I rarely see this in Cambodia, honestly speaking. Yeah, so I would like to have your answer about this one. It's important.
So just to clarify your question, are you referring to the the content of our toolkit or the content development of our app?
The contents of, for example, yeah, this game you sell, the jigsaw that fit with this age of children like that. Okay, 2 years old should play this, 3 years old should play that. Yeah, I think if you have expert in kid education, you may be helpful.
So the learning outcomes that we have for different age range, for 2 years old, 3 years old, we did not just make up the learning outcomes. We look at research that have been done with experts around the world, like here from like these government organizations and trusted organizations. Like they introduce us to like how the appropriate contents and knowledge that 2 years old kids should start to learn, and like, what would be the learning outcomes that the 3 years old kids could learn and easiest for them to perceive in understanding. Did I answer your question? Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Smart Start, for your wonderful presentation. Now it is time for me to welcome the students from CamEd, IFL, and ITC to come on stage to present their business idea. Please applaud for Blood 8. So our judges are ready. Please start the presentation.
Good afternoon, judges, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine that one day you are in the emergency room. So what is your last wish? For me, I just wish to survive because I have family to take care of and many more things to complete. So, did you know that there are many more people out there in the emergency room who are also wishing to survive and waiting for blood to save their life too? Khmer Time has shown that only 10% of the total population volunteer to donate their blood each year, while 300 units of blood are needed daily for essential medical care, surgical operation, victims of accident, and childbirth, which makes it clear that so as can be seen, there is a higher demand than supply of blood, which leads to an imbalance in blood bank storage. More than this, due to the spread of COVID-19, blood bank supply dropped to the point where the National Blood Transfusion Center announced the red line of this desperate blood. So that's why we are here and we are Blood Aid. Blood Aid is an application platform that seeks to increase more blood donors in Cambodia through digitalization. We have come up with several features to overcome the barrier winning blood shortage. So how does it work? We allow users to register remotely into any available blood donation campaigns and host blood drive in the local area. Meanwhile, hospitals can make blood requests with just a few clicks, and they can also asking for urgent donor whenever there are emergency case. Our team also come up with 4 hypothesis problems to support our initial idea. First, people have little knowledge of blood donation and its benefit. Second, its negative rumor for not donating is high among either. Third is the time consuming of blood requests. Lastly, patients have to face complications with doctor when it comes to blood transfusion. Then we start getting out of the building and do the validation. We have sent out our survey and did several focus group interview. And we received approximately 200 plus response from both individual and hospital. And what we find out is that not many people have a deep understanding of blood donation, while the majority of them do not know where to donate their blood. We are affecting health, ineligible to donate blood due to health condition, and mistrust of blood bank, which made it clear that our first and second assumption proved to be correct. Then we start to talk to several doctors enough to get insightful guides and behavior of patients in transferring blood. As Ms. Chan Marie, a frontline nurse of Calumet Hospital, has said that they are always difficult when it comes to blood exchange with patients. Most of them could not return back the borrowing blood and criticize the inconvenience rather than understand the challenge that medical frontline have to deal with. Not just that, long waiting line at blood bank also drive on doctor nurse, as Dr. Chan Marie from Kumachit Hospital also said that blood bank has struggled with blood shortage during this pandemic, and the only way to solve this problem is to increase more blood donor. So it proves that our third assumption is correct. However, we have to eliminate the last one, since it is the behavior that doctors have to deal with personally. So we also finish our mock-up prototype so that people can play around with it. And we also receive many positive feedback. By 94% of people would like to have the headline, and 9 out of 10 doctors satisfied with our idea and said that our solution will help them in their daily workflow. So here is our past period of business model canvas, and to make this idea happen, we step out to find the partner. But our first journey failed due to the rejection from Cambodian Red Cross. This is not because they don't like our proposed idea, but because they are no longer hold any blood donation project. But we didn't stop right here. We then go to approach National Blood Transfusion Center, and it turned out to be a great success as we got their interest. After discussing with Mr. Hok Samadi and Ms. Sonida, both Deputy Chief of Administration and IT Department, they are satisfied with our idea and want to integrate with our e-registration and e-request feature. So this leaving us a good start of our key stakeholder and key resource. And they conclude by asking us to come back when we finish our app implementation. Furthermore, we also talked with Dr. Tadara, professor at I2C, to validate our technical structure. And we got the same feedback, very positive. So we have a firm foundation of our app implementation, but it's come to our talk about lack of understanding within our people. So how are we going to solve that problem? So first, we plan to raise people awareness through health content and article. But after interview several people, they show a tear-dear reaction toward that, saying that not many people would spend their time reading those articles. So then we decide to adopt workshop at school and other training program. And we also reach out to Dr. Quit Ming Lee for guidance and network from Ming Lee Quit Foundation. So if we think about it again, awareness raising only is not enough, but we want to build a community with our donor in the local area and social media. While 74% of Cambodian people having access to the social media, we expect to have at least 1.1 million audience for our community, covering only in Phnom Penh. On top of that, we also got 2 public relations officers from Blood Bank that will support us on promoting the platform and facilitate blood donation campaign whenever users want to host blood drive. So here come to our key partner to make the idea into reality, with National Blood Transfusion Center as our main stakeholder, Cambodia Business School and AF for awareness raising support, NGO, medical association, and private sector. So key activities include research and development, community building, donor recruitment, awareness raising, and partnership seeking with private sector. Our key resource, we have 2. For human resource, we have platform engineer, public relation, networking, we have application, website, and brand image. We also list down some of our main structure that we have to spend on, including administration expand, licensing, development expansion, and cloud security to secure our user data and confidentiality. So we divide our users into two segments, which are individual, including students and office workers, since they are more familiar with technology, and our host will be hospital, donor community, and private sector with CSR. And with blood aid, users will receive a much faster way of donating blood with accessibility of information and additional incentive. Meanwhile, hosts will be a part to increase more blood donor while switching from traditional to digitalization with our data management system. So we deliver those values through commercial channels such as application, website, social media, blood donation campaign, and blood drive community. So with blood aid, we want to connect our users through community building, application, partnership credit, and incentive for our donor. So we also reach out to local business to be a part of our CSR by providing promotion or discount for the donor who are using our platform. CEO of Brown Coffee and Bakery, Mr. Bun Liang, also satisfied with our incentive strategy. And Mr. Heng Ming Lee, lab technician at Sunrise Hospital, also said that incentive is an indirect effect that can motivate people to join the campaign. By doing this, both sides will get a benefit and credit. And this brings us to Ms. Legend here, who will support us in business network referral from BNI Cambodia. And so we can generate our revenue through fundraising and sponsorship from those partners. And with this revenue model, we also got support from, especially from the Joe Startup Center and Smart Data. They are willing to support us on future app development and engagement. So after period many times, we have come up with our final business model canvas, as can be seen here, and we are ready to launch soon. In terms of social impact, blood aid is to access society by improve our social well-being, raise people awareness about health problems, disease prevention, and donation. And here is our team, and here's our demo.
Introducing our feature, Donate Blood, it shows all the places and campaigns that are being hosted, so users can pick their time availability and fill in personal information that is required, and they are good to go. Users can also donate money to the available blood drive to support the campaign. The campaign will start once the fund hits its target. On top of that, donor will be alerted through notification whenever hospital announce the emergence of blood need. Here comes to another feature that hospital can request blood remotely from blood bank with just a few clicks. Lastly, blood drive. Here we can host blood campaigns with hospital and organizations that support the program, and it takes only a few days for approval from blood bank.
You can find us on social media or website for more information regarding our project. So we, Blood Aid, we believe that we can promote humanity in our society, but us alone is not enough. We need the contribution of other people here, and we hope that all of us can be a part to make the world become a better place. Ladies and gentlemen, we only live once, so please spread more love and kindness through Blood Aid. Thank you.
So I have a few questions. So I think you've done really well. This is a nice presentation. You did really well on doing research on the donor community. And actually, I have high confidence that you can build a nice donors community. So the two challenges ahead now is accessibility for collection. And number two is incentives. So I wonder if you've done any research on that, particularly if it's outside Cambodia. For example, in America, we actually have mobile blood banks. So they have these big trucks, and they go around, and people can go there and actually donate blood. So it seemed like that might be a solution here, where 85% of the population are rural, you know. And so I'd be interested to see what kind of research did you figure out to make it easier to collect the blood, the donated blood, and then what are incentives would you give the blood donors?
Thank you for your question. Yes, so for the managing the blood for the donation process, we hope that blood drive would be part of solving that problem by support from the technician from the blood transfusion center, and also we make sure that the blood drive is more secure, and also the data management system is store their blood inside our app to ensure that the donor have their credit and the history of donate the blood. Moreover, for the incentive part, we have talked with the co-founder of Brown and asked him for the advice. Actually, he gets some feedback on the, actually many private sector, they kind of help with the in-kind sponsor like by giving coupons and other benefit to our donor. We hope that our incentive would encourage people to be part of us by joining our campaign through they donate the blood and that the minimum incentive like the book and something from the blood bank. But moreover, we want to cover on some more benefits, just like imagine we want to go to the level force in the factory and ask them for donation, and we give them many incentives such as the coffee, drink coupon, and other restaurant discount coupon and other retail shop. So they would be part of us, and our blood drive would be near their place more than just go directly to the blood bank. Yeah.
Yep, that is good presentation. And I just would like to hear more from you related to your, the strategy related to the revenue income stream to make sure that your project could be sustained. Do you have the list of the pipeline of the sponsor and the target per annum, how much you need to raise in order to make it sustainable?
Thank you for the question. So before answering this question, I would like to clarify on our project. So we are a social venture who seeks to make an impact to our society, not for profits. So to sustain our team, we have come up with 3 revenue models, which include in-app donation, where users can donate money to support our team due to their satisfactions. Secondly, we have fundraising, which we will take 10% of the money that we have raised to support our administration and technical process. And lastly, we have sponsorships, which we maintain a relationship with private sector to engage more with our blood drive project that we are hosting. And we also identify 3 packages for private sector to choose depending on their duration that they want to engage with our blood drive project. And those sponsors covers on blood drive projects, public awareness training and workshop to raise public awareness. And lastly, we have team support and utility that our team needs daily to process our projects. And about the sponsorship agreement, we haven't validated on that yet, but we will do it in the near future. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I actually think the economics of your business model are quite strong, but my question is about delivery. And one of the hesitations I have to donating blood in this country is the process and sanitation of donation between the time that I enter the facility and the time that I leave, having finished my donation. So I'm just wondering how you ensure quality standards for your donation centers.
So thank you for your question again. So about the sanitation or the hygiene of the blood campaign, like we also validated with many people outside the buildings. And let's take an example of the COVID-19, as many people are afraid of the infection of the COVID-19. But our project is to increase more blood drive campaign, which blood drive is a campaign that is qualified as a standard by the blood bank. And we do a bed spacing to maintain a social distancing. And we also arrange a donor appointment to decrease, to prevent the overcrowded in the blood donation campaign too.
Sorry, can I just clarify that question? Sorry, it was just for the nurses administering the needles for blood donation. So I'm curious because when I got my vaccine here, most of the administrators were not qualified to actually give injections initially. We got up to speed. So I'm just curious because many times I've gone to blood donation and they cannot find my vein. They have issues with the thing, so I'm just curious, how are they qualified?
Sure, actually we have discussed with the blood bank, the officer at blood bank. Actually, if we host blood drive, the blood bank would prioritize the blood drive. If we have minimum of 50 donors, and they would come to us and make sure that everything is in the clean and very secure, from the injection to the doctor consultation through the process of through the process of donation. They would clearly make sure that the blood drive would be safe and comfortable for the private sector and many hosts. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I just want to ask you, in terms of identifying a problem, this is a very, very good problem to address, absolutely. I just want to ask you about your methodology. You mentioned sending out a survey and then you got a sort of 97% result saying they would use your app. Who did you send that survey to? I mean, is it to your own mailing group? Is it to you and your friends? I mean, I never got it, for example. So I'm just interested to see, you know, how wide, who is on when you send a survey out? What does that mean? To who exactly?
Actually, the survey isn't publicly, and we have the network of university students. Most of the donor would be the university student, which would be part of our donor. Actually, we send to some private office like workers. A few of them did the survey as well. So most of the survey from us is from the university students and office workers.
Okay. Okay. And then another one of your slides, you mentioned that somehow you're going to reach 1.1 million users or something in Phnom Penh. How did you come up with that number? That's a big number. That thing. Expected 1.1. What does that mean?
Actually, it's the total population in the Phnom Penh area that we can reach out some. They can know the blood drive. Like they walk across the street and then they can see the campaign. And during my, it's the population in the Cambodia alone by, yeah.
I understand the Red Cross already does blood donation drives, right? The Cambodian Red Cross. So how do you interact with them or work with them, or have you had any involvement with the Red Cross on this idea of working and raising blood donations?
So regarding Red Cross Cambodia, we have sent our proposal to meet the specialty in the health medical sector, but we got rejected due to that. Red Cross has no longer hold any blood donation, and they push us to national blood transfusion center instead. Like the specialty of the blood donation go back to the blood bank. Thank you.
Your survey was how many people would use your app. Do you have any sense of how many people would donate blood? I mean, these sort of concerns that you raise that people have for not donating blood. So you can address those concerns, but is it like, you know, 50% of Cambodians would donate blood, or 20% or 100%? Do you have any idea of the general public what kind of percentage would be willing to actually donate blood?
Actually, for the blood donation campaign, we would reach out to high-level constitutions such as the private company who have many workers, and we would at least like around 500 to 800 workers to ensure that part of them, like only 10% of them would donate the blood. And to add on, we have discussed with the officer from the Joseph. He interested in our idea because he a regular blood donor. Because of the accessibility of blood bank is very hard for them. That's why it discourages many regular blood donors to donate their blood daily in Cambodia. He used to donate in Korea, and it's quite convenient for him to donate the blood in that through the support of Red Cross Korea. In Cambodia, we hope that we can be part of that to make sure that we increase more regular blood donors. Yep. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, Blood Aid team, for giving a wonderful presentation. Now I would like to invite our judges and our distinguished guests to give us 5 to 10 minutes for us to assess for the last team, who will be presenting virtually. From Thailand, yes. And so we will have a member of our organizing team stand by for Q&A assessment from the judges and the group.
The link is invite from who?
Hello. Hello. So, hello team and judges. We're not finished setting up yet, so please give us a few more minutes.
Hello.
Can you?
Oh, okay. It's going. Can you hear now? Can you hear now?
So hi guys. Can you test here? Taka, can you just test if you can? They are from Serenity University of Technology and Mahanakorn University of Technology. And please applaud for K First Automation.
Thank you so much. So we will start now, right? Hello?
Bro. Oh, sorry. Yes, you're ready to start now.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Chairman, and good afternoon, Committee. Today I'm very delighted to present you about campus automation. I would like to begin by thanking to the team member who are important contribute to the team member for this presentation. First, me, Mr. Piniet, I'm from Cambodia. Now I am as a project engineer of automation. And the second one, Mr. Sivakorn. He is an electrical engineer. And the third one, Mrs. Siuming. Siuming, can you introduce?
From Cambodia, I'm a BA Finance minor of Business and Marketing as well.
Okay, and the last one, Mr. Pongsakorn. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Pongsakorn. I'm from Thailand. I am production engineer.
Okay, thank you so much for your introduce yourself. So, as on the topic of the slide, what we will discuss today. Today we will discuss on the topic, what is the automation, design and production, service and accessory, marketing strategy, and return of investment, summary and appendix. So let's go together. As you see on the slide, you can see that this is the way how to design the automation. So the question is, what is the automation? Automation is the creation and application of technology to produce and deliver goods and service with minimal human intervention. And you also device has movement to work for you and solve the problem you have. So this is the way that you design and you have to think about. Automation, we have to think about technology, process, innovation, digital, reliability, productivity, and improvement. Automation is very important in industry and others like factory or company because it improves the productivity, increase the efficiency, quality, speed, and it's very impressive. It reduce the cost of the company. So this is our product that we want to show you. We design and we make it in Thailand nowadays, and we want to start up our business in Cambodia. So let's see together. This is our design. This is the conveyor that we call it indexing conveyor, and we use the control system. And the bottom one is there are many kind of conveyor that we have designed. As you see in the first picture, we call it free roller conveyor. The second one is top chain conveyor, and the last one is neck conveyor. When you see the video, you may have the question, what is the function of this conveyor, right? Yes, so I will tell you about the application. As you see in this application, yes, this is our design to solve the problem in Thailand nowadays about how to arrange the bag. And the second one, I will show you how about to cake the noodle. And the last one, I will show you about how to arrange the capsule of the coffee. Yes, this is the way how the conveyor works that we call indexing conveyor, and this is our product design. And this is one we want to show you about the conveyor that we study and contribute to one company in Thailand to solve the problem. Before and after, you can see the before the company used a lot of many staff to work with this one, but nowadays after we do the research, we make the solution for the company. You can see this is the video that I want to show you about our solution as well. Yeah, you can see this is the way that we provide the solution to the company. And this is the second hour of production that we work on a design and on axis replacement. As you see on the picture at the right hand side, you can see that is the movement along the X, Y, and Z. We can make object can move along the three axes, and this is our video that we study and test it. So you can see. Yes, this is our second design on design on axis and displacement. And maybe you want to know about the application of this design, right? So I would like to show you in the next slide about the application. So this is the application. As you see on the picture, you can see, right? The flow here is the sample bag is flow from here to process here. But you know, in the process, sometimes its packing have the error about the scale, the weighting. So I would like you to focus on the point A and B. This is the point that we designed to push the bag out because the bag is error. We cannot accept it. So the section B will push the bag to the bottom because it's error. So and section A it will push up because it stops the bag not flow more. So if this is the second example, you can see the conveyor, right? It goes straight and go the right hand side. go straight is the blue color, and the go right hand side is the orange color. So we have the actuator here to divide the lane for the bottle is the blue one. The actuator will turn off this one, come back. So the blue bottle will go straight. But if the sensor tell the actuator that is the red one, the actuator is still working and push the red one to the right hand side conveyor. And this is very important in the industry and in the factory. That is very, very popular to use. And this is our application. You can see this is the axis replacement that we use in industry. There's many functions, this actuator that we use in industry in Thailand nowadays. Okay. And this is the third our design is we design on Robotech that we call is XYZ Robotech. As you see in this one, the robot can move to X, Y, or Z axis. It means go at the left hand side, right hand side, and up and down. And what is the function of this one? So you can see the function of this one. Okay, you can see this one. So this is the function that we design on the Robotech to pick up the bag to arrange and go through the another machine for packing. So this is our design, and we are studying on this, and we would like to bring this to a startup business in Cambodia. And this is we are study about and also we have also provide a service and accessory. We also provide to Cambodia as well, because some company in Cambodia is not like they not like have accessory like this to replace or maintenance in Cambodia yet. And this is our study. We study about the market, and we choose that Cambodia. The question, why is Cambodia? So based on our research on automation in Cambodia, we can see that most factories in Cambodia, they use in is hand for packing the product. It's not automation yet. The second, we study about providing service on automation in Cambodia. As our research, we can see that there are huge companies that they provide the service to the company in Cambodia. And the third one, we also think about the Ministry of Industry and Science, Technology and Innovation is turning Cambodia for industrial revolution as well. That we think that is the best market for us. And the last one is most automation products are imported from overseas. Based on our research, we see that the automation, the machine mostly import from overseas. And this is the information from the employer in Cambodia that we do the research. Most the machine that import is very complicated about the document. It's very hard. So if they have, if Cambodia have like a manufacturer about automation or service, they will prefer.
Hello, team.
The second one, the cost is very expensive.
I'm very sorry to interrupt you right now. Your time is up. And I would like to invite our honorable judges to start the Q&A session now. And judges, I would like to inform you that you can speak from your microphone and they can hear from you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I just have one question. So I know you're in Thailand, and I lived in Thailand for 11 years. And I know the problem in Thailand is for automation is that a lot of companies don't want to do it because that means firing a lot of employees and keeping employees employed is
Sorry, I cannot hear now.
But what are the reasons why you think that in Cambodia automation hasn't reached here? Is it cost because most of it's imported? I mean, and what is your competitive advantage on this, you coming from Thailand?
Actually, when we choose Cambodia, because Cambodia, we survey and do the research on the employer in Cambodia. They complain about this because they want to invest to Cambodia, but the problem, they have to import the machine automation from the overseas. And when they do it, when the machine have problem, they are not easy to looking for the maintenance or service from the overseas to come to fix the machine. So they have to waste time a lot. And also some document from overseas is very complicated for them as well. So I think this is our opportunity to invest and start the business in Cambodia. Okay, thank you for your question.
It's kind of a follow-up question to that one. Have you approached potential target customers in Cambodia and had discussions with any of the manufacturers here or factories here, whether you've explained the cost of your machinery vis-a-vis the cost of their employees and whether they would be interested in purchasing your product? So have you had any direct contact with any potential customers in Cambodia and had discussions at this stage?
Yeah, actually, thank you for your question. We have contact in Cambodia. Actually, we have some friends as an engineer in Cambodia. They are working as a mechanical engineer as well. And we have like this about this. He suggests me that because I am studying on mechanical, on automation, so he advised me to think about the business in Cambodia because he have a trouble about this problem in Cambodia.
Thank you for your presentation. I just had a question about patenting your products or your automated services, because there are a number of automation service providers who, like you say, are expensive and charge a premium in part because they have patent to certain types of technology. So I'm wondering, have you explored patents and or is it an important part of your business?
Sorry, I cannot catch your question right now. Sorry.
Have you explored patenting any of your technology or your, including some of the components that you showed? Or patents,
actually, we
sorry,
would like
depending.
to go to a startup, like a business in Cambodia based on the we saw last moment on the conveyor and also on the exit replacement and robotic. We would like to start just only 3 items first in the market in Cambodia.
Thank you so much, team, for your wonderful presentation. Now our afternoon session has finished. Ladies and gentlemen, now the most crucial time that you've been waiting for has finally arrived. And our judges will be in deliberation for the next 30 minutes. And the announcement for the top 5 teams who will be going to higher of our dinner will proceed accordingly. Please stay tuned. Thank you.